Everyone, Alex and Gio from Raddtitan.
Yo, yo!
Right, what we're doing today is we've already done the unboxing and we're going to go through the actual review of the Wolverine premium format exclusive. This is the new one from Sideshow Collectibles, so we'll get it out, weigh it, measure it, and we'll let you know what we think. So keep watching, guys.
Boom. Yo, yo, so welcome. Like Alex was talking about, we're going to quickly go through the box to start with the Wolverine premium format exclusive from Sideshow. The box actually isn't really too exciting, so this shouldn't take long.
It's not bad. There's worse ones, like the Deadpool one.
Man, it's pretty boring.
The Deadpool one had quite bad.
It's pretty boring, dude. No, it's pretty boring. It's like, yeah, it's got an X, and it's got
some lines
through. Nah, it's boring.
And it's got that.
It's all right. But then again, in
Wolverine on the top.
Oh yeah, it says Wolverine on it. Yeah. Basically, it's perfect for what it's going to do. Go in your loft, go in your garage, or go in your bin, whatever you want. Yeah, this is the box. Not much to talk about. Let's go get the piece out now. Yo, 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 welcome to Team Raddtitan, and today we're going...
No, we've already done it.
No, yours was bad, you ruined it. I have to do it again.
No, we're going to be doing the intro.
Right.
Did you listen to me?
No, not really.
Okay. We're going to film the intro at the end because we want the box up.
Oh, okay.
But we have to move the statue to put the box up.
Right,
so we'll do it
start the place.
So we're halfway through. The magic of editing.
Okay. Okay, so let's we'll get on to it. Let's start bottom up as we usually do, yeah?
Oh yeah, let's do that. So yeah, what we do is look at the sentinel hand, and it starts off with actually a bit of rock underneath there, and this base is really heavy. I mean, I'd love to weigh the, actually I don't even know if I'll get the peg out, but I'd love to weigh the base on its own, because when I took it out I was really surprised. Probably one of the sort of heavier side.
It's got to be a good sort of 3 kilos.
Actually, the venom and carnage were pretty weighty.
Yeah. The funny thing is I think that rock's there to counterbalance the hand.
Well, I think what happened was in the production, they kind of had it, and it was a weird angle.
Yeah, I think so.
And when they had it on display in New York, they actually had like a wedge underneath it. It was tilted differently.
Yeah, it was definitely. I mean, that was the big problem. A lot of people were talking about it leaning. In terms of how you took pictures of it, how you shot it, it was more of a violent angle depending on where you were. But this rock, I think this rock base underneath actually really levels this up lovely. It's done actually really well. I mean, I've got to be honest with you, I think that if you're planning to put this maybe next to your, you know, if you had the XM Magneto, that'd be a really nice pairing. The only problem is the hands are really different. Yeah. So Sideshow's done their hands a little bit differently. Most of their new X-Men line have these hands and Sentinel parts as well. So you're probably going to have to stick within your lines, because I don't think they'll pair as well as they should.
Well, I'm going to have to say that looking at the stuff from San Diego, this and X23 are going to look fucking awesome.
Yeah, that's a great pairing.
It's really good. I love that X23.
Totally agree. I mean, at the base wise, you've got a Sentinel hand. You've got all these like broken fingers and twisted fingers. You've got these cogs and things at the back. You've got Wolverine scratches as well, indentated in like all of the pieces. So the fingers have got scratches on them. The inside's got scratches. So you can actually see on the base where he's actually dismantled this hand himself, which I think is a really nice touch.
It also, yeah, as I say, with the second finger and the ring finger, is that? Yeah, you can see where it's actually kind of stages. So like the little finger's been cut, this one's halfway, that one's tiny bit.
Yeah, he's gone through it.
Yeah, that's
like
nice.
Like a hot knife through butter there. I really think the paint is exceptional. I have to agree with Alex in the unboxing that this is probably one of the best painted production pieces that Sideshow have done in a very long time. I think the standards actually have gone quite considerably up in terms of paint and the design level as well. Certainly this year, which is 2018, and towards the end of last year, I think they're really putting out some quality stuff. As you saw in the unboxing, we had a serious problem with the peg that we had to rectify. It took us about 15-20 minutes of messing about with it to finally get it where it fit flush.
I'm just worried when we have to take this back apart and Gary's got to do it on the other side. I think, Gary, you're going to have to put this on your seat like this. Put a seatbelt across, or get Reali to stick on his lap or something.
Or holding his big shovel hands. I mean, you can just do just hold it like that.
I was actually, I'm pretty sure that I wasn't dreaming, but I'm pretty sure when I was in New York Comic Con, I did speak to someone at Sideshow, and they were talking about that they were looking into having the palm of the sentinel hand having like a flashing light, which was kind of like kind of flashes and then like dies
down, like powers down. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, kind of
so
like
flashing
that,
and then slowly easing off. That would have been a nice idea.
But I
don't think it's needed.
I don't think it's needed. Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. Thank you. We finished each other's sentences.
Jinx.
So yeah, I do think that's actually painted really well, and they didn't need to do that.
Yeah.
And also, light ups can cause a lot of issues.
I think they just make statues look a little bit toy-like. I think that the best option is when you have the choice. When, you know, if you had a removable part and it was painted nice, but you could add a light in there, like a little LED if you wanted to, that's ideal. But I think that the hands painted really well. Base-wise, it's stunning. You have this lovely, it's almost a teal blue, and then you've got the gold mechanics in the inside, like the brass, and then some high levels of like some dark silvers and light silvers. So it's actually got a lot of contrast in textures and in colour. So I think this is actually a really good job.
I don't think it deviates from the piece.
No.
As we were talking about something different earlier, I think the base has loads and loads of detail, loads of colours, loads of things going on, loads of elements of, you know, the different levels of damage, everything like that. But then it doesn't distract from the actual Wolverine. Which
you have to be careful with the angle of this piece. Going into the figure, I mean, the boots, they've got like dirt, brown and things all over the sort of grips and stuff. Almost like like a dust effect as well, where the colour's quite muted, which I think is a really nice touch.
Well, it's like dry mud, isn't it?
Yeah, like a dry, but almost like a dust in the air, like as it's been busted open, is landed on the boots. So the blues a little bit sort of muted compared to the upper part, which I think is genius. I think when you're talking about this piece and you're looking at the textures, I totally agree with Alex. It is really heavily textured, but I would have really liked to see some of the blues on the gloves and the body would have been smoother. I think that would have added a little bit more of it. I mean, it does look like he's basically gone over he slept in one of them Chinese pin beds.
Well, I guess also, I mean, the fins on the side are, you know, they're just like a leathery kind of effect.
Yeah,
there.
that's right.
So I mean, they've toned that bit down.
Yeah, but this would have been nice.
I would have thought the blue should have maybe been kind of like that leathery effect. It just so there's like separation that adds more contrast. But again, so you got the kind of heavy texture. So working from the bottom, the heavy texturing on the trousers. So you got the kind of the bigger paws. Or
it's almost like Thanos in a way, that sort of thing. The maquette. I think it's very similar to that. But the knee area where it's like got them straight lines breaks it up lovely. Yeah, it does actually. Yeah, probably that's probably what they took it off of. Yeah.
And then you go into like the belt. I think the belt does really well for kind of separating. Normally people complain about the X-Men logos on things, but I don't think there's an issue with that one at all.
It looks lovely.
I think it looks great.
I think the sculpt is exceptional. I love the triceps, the arms, the hairs, the veins. I think the whole thing, you know, is really been done well. I love the body sculpt on this. I think it might be one of the best Wolverine body sculpts I've seen. I'm probably going to say it is the best. Everything's very symmetrical. You've got striations in the muscles. The triceps really well developed, and it's quite interesting because you have, if you look, it looks to me like if you look from the back that his arms are pretty much doing the same thing, but they're not. And the reason you can tell that is because they've actually done this funny thing with this tricep where this arm on the right is slightly further back, so you don't get the length on the bottom horseshoe of the tricep. On the left arm it's longer. On the right, it's a little bit shorter, and that's because one arm is further back and one arm is further forward, ever so slightly.
Back, yeah.
Exactly. But the fact that they've managed to catch that on there is absolutely beautiful, because that would be a mistake. Somebody would do both arms exactly the same, but they're in two different positions. And I think this is top brass.
I think one of the things I was a bit worried about was I've owned the Comic-Care, and it's very similar kind of pose to the Comic-Care, and I thought it's going to be quite similar. The Comic-Care is a very nice piece, but I think this is a lot better. I mean, George was saying about all the muscles, but the hair on the arms is done really, really well. That's somewhere where in the past some of the licensed pieces are fucked up.
Only the XM Weapon X and this is probably the best success stories of it. It's very difficult to do the hands. I mean, I have the Yellow Suit XM version, and the hairs on that are ghastly. They're fucking terrible.
Fins.
Yeah, I'm sure that.
And then you move down to the gloves, and the gloves are done.
I like the
really
short
well.
gloves as well. They're quite nice, man.
Yeah, I think the gloves are done great. I mean, you've got the yellow, you've got the scuffs all on there, so like his clothing's all weathered. I do like the design as well, where you've got this kind of black piece going around that, and I don't recall seeing that anywhere else. Is that in Johnny's does more comics? Where's Johnny?
Where are you, Johnny?
He's hiding in the garden. Is he like on the claws?
Yeah.
When he's got that black on the gloves. Do you remember that from any comic? Because I don't remember seeing that.
Black on the gloves.
See where he goes like around there, where the claws are.
Oh yeah, it does have like, it's usually the metal. They're like
Yeah.
a silver.
But you see that black?
Yeah, they're usually
I
silver.
don't remember that, but I do quite like that.
No, not normally have that. Usually it's like a silver.
This is a different suit though, isn't it? What is this? This is from a certain comic run suit, this, isn't it?
I think that's great.
What I love
This is a suit that's made on their own.
is it really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just not in any comics.
Ah, I thought this was like a modernised sort of version of the suit.
I've never
And
seen
then,
any more with the boots with the yellow one. I've
yeah.
never seen that before.
No, it's totally. It's a bit of
It's a
everything.
nice stylised version, yeah.
And then also again the claws, they've gone for a different approach because a lot of the other Wolverines have chrome claws, and
Clean, like super
I
clean.
do like this kind of weathered, sort of tatty kind of looking claws. I do think that adds to this and works kind of with this because it looks like he's used them, you know. So
What I also like as well is the way that they flared the claws out. So when you're looking at it head on, it adds so much size to the piece, like in terms of presence, because this isn't a very big piece. But what with the claws sort of opening out, I think that it looks so much more menacing, and I really think they captured it fantastically well there. Obviously, we are displaying it with the exclusive head. What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the back. You normally go into backs.
Nah, I can go into. I mean, they've done it really well. Where they've shown all the muscles there and everything else. This contrast is nice as well. The shoulder pads it brings the chest detail and the suit detail of all the the texture, and it brings that alive.
Yeah.
I really am. I have to say, I love both heads. I think they're both portraits absolutely spotless. Spotless.
I think this one, the unmasked, is really well done, and this is probably, I'd say, the best sort of licensed Wolverine head. I think this is really good. The
Definitely
unmasked.
top.
I've owned pretty much every of the licensed pieces of Wolverine, and I do really like this. I really think this is better than I thought it was going to be, and this looks much better than the prototype.
Definitely does, yeah. 100% agree.
And I do love as well the way the cowl, they've actually got that on the back, because I think on one of the other pieces they didn't bother doing that, and I do like that as a detail.
I mean, the
And
teeth,
it works as well to hide the seams.
the beard, and I love the little whiff of hair at the front. It's exceptional. Yeah. So then this is the regular. And there was like a little bit of a blush situation where everyone had a problem with how rosy his cheeks was. I actually can't spot too much blush on there at all, to be
It is a
fair.
little red, but
I can't
I
see
don't
it.
really think it's an issue. It's not
I
enough.
I can't see it. It looked like, I saw photos and it looked rosy as hell. But I can't, no, it just looks normal. It looks like good skin tones to me.
Yeah, I like, again, I mean, what it looks like here, just like between the muscles, is that kind of red.
Yeah, like human skin tones, not anything unnatural.
And again, the teeth look great, the mouth looks great. It doesn't look like that fucking bust.
Yeah.
Tell you that.
Well, it does look like Wolverine, doesn't it? That's
But
the
this
main.
looks like Wolverine. It doesn't look like, I don't know what Wolverine's doing as a bust, but this one, and also you got the kind of the start of the hair coming through under the cowl, the white eyes. I like it. I like it. The only thing that they don't do on this one, they do on some of the others, is across these parts of the mask. They do normally have some stitching down there.
Yeah.
But this one doesn't. But
No.
it's not a big deal.
So tell me then, putting you on the spot, 'cause I know that you like sitting on fences all the time. Is this the best licensed Wolverine piece you've ever seen?
Again, I've owned.
Let's not include Weapon
no.
X. Let's not include that, because that's a Weapon X. Let's just say Wolverine, as in brown suits, yellow suits,
Yeah.
proper Wolverine.
I've owned all the Sideshow Wolverines. Got the XM one. I haven't seen the Iron Studios one, but from pictures, I'm not really a fan. I think from the ones I've owned, I think this is
The best
the
one.
best one.
I concur. I
I
agree.
do still really like Weapon X, but again, you said not to include
It can't
that.
include
Weapon
that,
X.
no. It's not.
it's-
Weapon X is
it's
better.
different.
And Weapon X is better anyway.
But this
So
one,
you can't include it because it's.
I think Sideshow did an amazing job. I'm really, I I mean, obviously we had the issue with the peg, which put a bit of a downer on the unboxing.
Yeah,
but
pissed me off a
now
lot.
this is in place, it's all together.
Set.
You can kind of appreciate it.
As it should.
I really, really, really like it. And
It's exceptional. It's an exceptional job.
I think I might have to.
I don't think that you
Get
can
one.
really say there's much of a flaw on this piece. I think this is a solid 9 piece. Easy.
I honestly think this is one of Sideshow's best executed pieces in a long time. I mean, obviously they've got some gems. I mean, they've got the Bane, Lobo.
Yeah, but Bane again's got no weaknesses. Lobo,
No,
really,
I'm
they're
saying
all
but-
really solid. It's high. They're high.
But this, for me,
The only thing I'm going to say about this, right, and it's a deception of your eyes, right? When it's head on, it's straight as the die.
yeah.
Absolutely straight. I mean, more importantly, you look from the back. When it's head on,
I think when you look
it's
at it like,
absolutely straight.
When
If you
you look
turn
at
it
it like-
ever so slightly from
Looks a bit
behind,
wonky.
it looks like he's falling over.
Yeah, if you look down on it from here, it looks well wonky. If you have him like that,
Yeah.
he looks fucking wicked. You know?
The thing is like I'm trying to say before Alex started chatting other shit that wasn't relevant. What I'm trying to say is that I think this is one of those pieces that if you photograph it from the wrong angle, it's going to look like it's leaning or it's going to look like it's not straight. So my advice is to anyone out there that's looking at the pictures, looking at Facebook, looking at the groups and thinking, fuck me, that looks wonky, that looks pissed. Honest to God, straight line is straight as a die. It is absolutely spot on straight. It's just an angle thing. So
If your peg's okay.
if your peg's all right. I mean, if your peg, in fairness, if you've got, that's the problem really that you should be more worried about. But like I'm saying, if you're seeing pictures and it looks like it's slightly off to one side, do not panic. Somebody's just taking a picture from a funny angle, or maybe that's the only way they can display it. It is absolutely straight, and it doesn't look to me like it's going to go anywhere. Not with the way that this back leg is placed into this, because
it's solid.
the foot has got
Yeah.
there's like an arch into the peg where his whole boot goes into it. So it's not straight. So it's not like this. It's more like a knuckle, and then the foot goes over the top. So this
Well,
is
it's
not.
the same.
This is not going anywhere.
Same as that, yeah.
It's absolutely solid as a rock. It's not going nowhere. Measure it. Yeah, fine, no problem.
Well, let me let's measure this. Okay. Oops, hello. Get him out.
Yeah, man. Like, super impressive, man. Well done, Gary. Huge
Thank
congrats,
you very
bro.
much.
Serious
Got
congrats.
there in the end.
Can I just quickly say something in relation to both heads?
Yeah.
Do you want to come on camera, Gary? Do you want to sit between
Come
us?
here. Come
Come
here.
on, Gary. Come and sit between us.
Come over, sit next to
Come
mummy
on,
and daddy.
Gary.
Tell us what you want for Christmas.
Mind the
Yeah,
chair.
watch your chair, okay? Come on.
So I'm punching.
Come on in,
I thought
sweetheart.
I was going to have to call Peggy.
Come in, sweetheart. There you go.
Oh, right, you might be hiding.
Hello, everyone.
There you go.
Yeah, in relation to both the heads, when you said earlier on, I have the same problem with the Comiquette, the small version.
Yeah.
Because both the head sculpts on that are fantastic
Yeah.
to me, and I couldn't choose between either one to display.
I think with the
to display
copycat I
with.
went on Moss. I think I'm trying to remember which way, but with the PF I went one way. I think the PF
Better on
unmasked
master.
is which one's better?
PF stuff.
Okay, it was. I remember one of them was crap.
PF unmasked is one of the best unmasked portraits of
Alright.
Wolverine out there. I mean, this is better though. Just
Yeah.
maybe just. I like the PF one.
I mean,
Which one are you going to go with?
well, this is the dilemma now, because what I need to do is I'm going to need
Third
to
world
display one.
problems.
First one.
Is it? Sorry? Oh yeah.
I'm going to have to display one with the unfaced, with the mask, and one with just the normal
To
face.
get another one. To get two.
No, he's talking about a comic
The
cat.
Comiquette. So,
Yeah, Comiquette mask, unmasked this one. I reckon.
What we do then is.
You may as well stay for this, Gary. You may as well
Well,
make
you
yourself
measure,
comfortable.
yeah.
You may as well make yourself comfortable,
Yeah.
Gary.
Well, you wait. We measure it first, and I'll wait after.
I am getting here 15 and a half inches
Yeah.
easy, which is exactly 39 centimetres.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a detail.
Yeah, it's totally detailed. And then width-wise, it's definitely the claws, and they're fucking wide, bro. 16 inches, maybe?
Yeah.
So they will go around 40, 41. It will go into a detail.
Yeah, yeah.
And
then
depth-wise, it's going to be to the front of the foot, around 14 inches. So around 36 centimetres.
All right. And then what we do is try not to
Guess the weight, guess the weight, guess the weight.
I think it's quite heavy. You know?
I'm going to go with 8.5 kilos.
Don't know about that heavy.
8.5.
I think 7.5.
I'm going between that 7.75.
Oh, actually, no.
6.7. But I bet you the base is about 4.
And then we go 14.9 pounds.
It's like a £15 piece.
And I don't really. Are we going to take that out?
Who?
I don't want to take that out to,
No.
to weigh the base.
No, we're not. You're joking.
All right.
I think that I'm telling you, if this is nearly a 7 kilo piece, the base is 4 kilos. 4 or 5 kilos. Easy.
Well, I think the base is quite weighty.
Easy.
So, yeah.
Really
I
nice
think
piece though, man. Thank you to Gary, brother.
No,
Appreciate
thank
you
you.
bringing
Yeah,
it
you're
in
welcome,
for the video. You always help out Raddtitan, make sure that we always got the best stuff. Comment, let us know what you're thinking about the piece, man. You know, is it the best Wolverine out there in terms of actual Wolverine? Let's leave Weapon X out of it. Let's try and keep it fair. Where would you display this with? Do you think we're right? Do you reckon it would go with Magneto? Is the hand too different? Does it really matter? Not too sure. But let us know what you think anyway.
Will it fit in the cube with it, mate?
No way.
What, like in a what? Like
Struber.
No.
Or will something else fit with that in the Struber or not? Or
Colossus.
Or Colossus behind.
Colossus behind, bang like that, standing, boom.
No.
Huh?
Base is too big.
I think so. Anyway, thanks very much, man. Mad love. Hit that like button, subscribe, share with everyone you know, and thanks very much for all your support. Growing, everyone's doing really well, so thank you very much. Slowly and steady, we'll take over the world.
Yeah. Torch in the hair.
Peace.
Wasn't it Johnny who did like some dance version or something?
Yeah, it's like the my intro to my video.
Yeah.
Remixed by Marvel Medins.
Marvel Medins that now can't buy DC pieces he likes because
Because of his name, yeah.
dang, damn it.
Alright.
Not much to talk about. Let's go get the piece out now. Done.
I don't feel like your heart was in that.
No, it wasn't. I think it was. I have to take photos of this now.
Take photos.
My mate. Thank you for sorting that out, guys.
You're welcome.
That's
You're
alright.
welcome.
I don't know about taking it apart, but
That fucking teamwork.
why is this making fucking noises?
Because you ain't turned it off.